Hello and welcome to this video today where I'm going to talk about emotions and money. Now, for those that don't know me, I'm Outram, a financial fitness instructor. Well, what does that mean? It means I help my clients build a healthy financial foundation both in terms of money management and money mindset. So like I said, today I wanted to talk about emotions and money. As a certified mindset coach, emotions are the starting point for a lot of the work that I do with my clients, even before removing money blocks for them. This is the starting point. Now, at difficult times in our lives, either caused by something external, such as something's happening in the economy, or we have a pandemic, or through a lack of financial control, it is quite common to have a full array of emotions around money that come up to the surface and we start to notice them. Now, in the past, there have been a few studies about the emotions that people feel about money and about dealing with finances. And one that comes to mind is from a couple of years ago. And it concluded that, and this was one in the US, it concluded that 54% of participants suffered from anxiety in relation to their money and 48% felt fear. Now, I do feel that these figures are actually low because for a lot of people, they just aren't aware that they have emotions around money and actually how they are handling their money. So if they aren't aware of them, how would they admit to feeling them in any kind of a study? So I do think those figures are very much on the conservative side. And why is it important? Well, emotions, they are mixed in with all of our thoughts and our beliefs that, sometimes we just don't distinguish them and see them as something separate, or indeed actually having them and them playing a role in how we deal with money. So whether you realise you have them playing in your relationship with money or not, there is actually a whole array of emotions that could actually be governing every single money move that you make. So I just want in this video to highlight a few of those emotions, so bring them into your conscious mind. The first one is anger. Now, this emotion might seem a little irrational to feel in relation to money, but when you have anger around financial matters, you tend to make those knee-jerk reactions and make some very rash decisions. There's also sadness. Well, this can actually lead to comfort spending. Just like some people will eat when they're sad, some people will spend. They'll go shopping, either for things in general, or they might shop for specific things when they're feeling sad. You may indeed be aware that you've actually done this yourself in the past. You may also feel anxiety. Now, financial anxiety is a real problem for many people, either in general terms about their financial position or about specific situations such as opening bills or even preparing their business accounts. Now, these things may seem irrational to some people, but they can be totally debilitating to others. Then, of course, let's not forget envy. Many of us know someone who has at some point tried to keep up with the Joneses. And you yourself might have been one of those people. In fact, you might still be doing it. And it can lead to you spending more money than you would otherwise spend on things that you would not normally spend your money on. Now, the main emotions, whilst all those are still valid, the main emotions that I see in relation to money are fear, guilt, and shame. Fear of money is an actual condition and has its own name. In fact, there are two names for this condition, neither of which I'll make an attempt to pronounce because I know I won't get them right, but just take my word for it. There are two very clear names for this condition. But there's also and this is what I want to talk about, the fear of things like saving, investing, in terms of taking associated risk, or even the fear of dealing with any financial matters due to perhaps a perceived knowledge in the area. So that's anxiety, fear. Then there is shame and guilt. Now they're the opposite sides kind of the same coin, and I usually find that once unwarranted and inappropriate feelings of guilt have been removed, then shame diminishes or goes completely. Now, people have these feelings of guilt or shame around things like, having acquired a significant level of debt that then perhaps got out of control, or just having not managed their money well, or not being able to provide for their children at a level that they would like. That's a big one that I'm seeing more and more. Money mistakes as well. They are often caused by emotions that have been playing a significant but often a silent role in the decision making at the time of the mistake, but they also create emotions such as feeling shame and guilt. When you leave these emotions, no matter which ones they are, when you leave them to fester inside you, then they can grow out of control and cause you even more problems. So I've told you all this. What can you do now to uncover these emotions that are playing such a significant role in your money mindset? Well, journaling is a great awareness tool. This is one way you can do it yourself. I do get though that some people don't want to journal. They have some reluctance about journaling around money, things like money shame and the events and how they now feel about them, particularly if you're new to journaling. And if you find that yourself, that this is you, a good way to do this, and this is what I did in the early days, was write the story out on a separate piece of paper, then actually tear it up and burn it, because then you've had the benefit of getting the information out of your mind and onto paper, which of course is a great experience in itself, but there's also something quite rewarding with actually then destroying these thoughts physically. The next part of the process with journaling, after you have uncovered your emotions and become aware of when they are showing up in your financial decision making, is spending some time to unlocking the answer to this question, which is just ask yourself, what could I have learned from the event when I felt the emotion of fear or anger or whatever emotion you are working through? So just ask yourself what else you could have learned. What value could you have taken from that experience? So that's the journaling side. Now, in practical money terms, you can create a budget so that you have a better understanding of what is going on, what is happening with your money. You could be checking in regularly with your financial position and updating your goals, in terms of both personal and business goals. And then finally, I'd say get comfortable with being uncomfortable and actually talk to somebody about what is happening with your finances. So in addition to journaling and getting practical, you can also work with a money mindset coach such as myself to remove the unwarranted or inappropriate emotions. And if you'd like to chat about this, then please do contact me for a discovery call or join me in the Financial Fitness Society membership, where I'd be delighted to talk about emotions around money further with you. So that's it from me today.